Paul, 8 months into the job now, obviously coming to the end of quite a season that's had ups and downs. What are your sort of reflections really in the first kind of part of your tenure here?
Yeah, I think there's been more ups than downs. I think it's been first and foremost a fantastic experience. Been made to feel really, really welcome by everyone around the club, which is key. Certainly when you move over from the other side of the world. I think on the field, I'm sure all our supporters would share with me, it's probably been a little bit frustrating. We've had some fantastic experiences home and away, and a few disappointments as well. I think off the field, it's had its challenges. I think, as we all know, the world is going through a huge economic change, and I think almost every business I know is feeling some pain. We're no exception to that, and we're having to work through difficult times. So it has been a great experience.
And in terms of the key objectives you had when you took the job to come in and sort of stabilise the business, how far have you gone down that road so far?
Yeah, I think that we were going through a difficult time. It would be foolish to say anything different. But I think we've pointed the ship in the right direction. We've gathered all of the things that we need to. Some of those things are still work in progress. Some of that work is still happening and will be for a while. But I think we're now pointing in the right direction, and we've got to get a little bit of momentum going. We've started that, but it's work that can't be concluded overnight.
Yeah, and what are the key things? Obviously there have been some changes in terms of the match day experience, particularly. Can you sort of outline some of the things that you've seen change here?
I think first of all, in terms of, we have to recognise we're in a service industry. People have got to feel welcome, whether they come here, whether they go to a shopping centre, a cinema. Coming to Park of Scarlets should be no different. I don't believe it is now. I think we embrace people when they come here. We look after them. If we don't, I want to hear about it, and I do, which is a great thing about our supporters. They do let me know that. But we look at the likes of the supporters village. We've created a monster with the supporters village, and it's the envy of, I think, every club that comes here, and our supporters are very proud of it, and so are we. I think in terms of the service culture that we're starting to establish, there were a lot of comments before the start of the season about aggressive stewarding and how we were dealing with people. By and large, that's disappeared now, and people have only got praise for those staff. The way in which we as a management team engage with and interact with people. Once a fortnight is our big day. We're here to look after people and take care of them. People are spending their hard-earned cash with us. And we're very appreciative of that, and we also have to make sure that we deliver. So I think in terms of our service and our delivery, really, really pleased with the strides that we've made forward collectively, but we want to continue that and grow that.
And what about crowd numbers? Because obviously there's been a lot said about crowd numbers across Welsh rugby, not just here, but in every stadium. Have we been pleased with the crowd so far this season?
Yeah, look, before I came over here, I sat on a sun deck back in Brisbane having a nice cold beer and thinking we've got to do something about those crowd numbers, because we've got an iconic brand, we've got a fantastic new stadium, and we've got the world's best supporters, and they are. And I knew a bit about that before I left for Australia, let alone since I've been back. So you look at those and you think, well, something doesn't stack up somewhere. We've seen an increase in crowd numbers, albeit not massive this season. But I think we've got a way to go collectively across Welsh rugby. Each of the regions would probably share that view, and we've got to do more work to find out which button it is we've got to press. There's something out there we're not getting right, and we're doing research. We are asking our supporters for their opinion, for their views, and we're doing that almost as we speak, and we'll be using the close season to build on that. Because we should be getting more people than we are through the turnstiles. I don't think it's just a matter of cost. I don't think it's any one in particular item, one standalone item. Is it kick-off times? Is it cost? Is it the quality of the competition of the opposition? There are many different factors that we've got to get our minds around.
And in terms of next season now, obviously we'll be launching season tickets soon. Are you feeling optimistic about that and going forward into next season?
Yeah, I think it's you've got to look at the Magners League this year. People are going to have the first taste of playoff rugby. Now, if you follow other sports and have been involved in other sports, you realise how exciting it is. And here we are now, we're kind of in the early part of April, and everything's still up for grabs, which is what supporters want. You want to come to a game and it's a meaningful game. So we've got playoff rugby now, and that will continue without any shadow of a doubt. We've then got 2 Italian teams coming into the league next year. I personally believe that's a massive step forward for the competition. It opens up all kinds of different avenues. I don't think the Italian teams are going to be pushovers. They want to grow the sport, and I think everyone wants to see them growing the sport and developing the sport and play competitive rugby at club level. I don't think there'll be pushovers at all, and I think those games will be just as meaningful as all the other games. So I think there's a lot to look forward to in Magnus League, as well as European competition.
And in terms of sort of looking at the business now going forward and to the end of the season, so you came in looking to stabilise the business. Things said about cutting players' salaries, wages, things like that. Can you put us in the picture of where we really are at?
We've got a business to run, and we have to get our costs under control. I believe we've done that. Yes, it brings on a little bit of pain, but very clearly between the board and between Nigel, we know we've got a budget. We've got to live within our means. That's precisely what we're doing. But some nonsense I hear talked about players having their salaries cut and all that kind of stuff. It is disconcerting, but you just got to get on with it. A budget is set. It's no different than it was at the start of the season. We've just got to make sure that we're working within that budget, and that's precisely what we're doing.
And obviously there's a lot to look forward to on the field as well now going into next season with a lot of the youngsters that have come through. What's it been your view on how that's gone?
I think the people have seen with their own eyes, and let alone the feedback that we've got, that the talent that is coming through is incredibly exciting. And not wanting to mention any particular player by name, but you just look at that talent. It's growing game by game. Still a bit raw. And learning their profession, but that mix with some of the experience that we've got around the club as well is a fantastic cocktail for success. We're probably a couple of years off that, and I think we've got a very, very knowledgeable audience. Our supporters are probably amongst if not the most knowledgeable rugby crowd in the world. So you can't kid them. There's no getting away from the fact. They say it as it is, which is precisely what we want. And they can see it as well. That's exactly the feedback that we get. Where are we going to be in a couple of years' time? Because what we've got coming through is immense, and we're very, very proud of that. And the supporters are very proud of that. And they are very exciting times. Great time to be a Scarlet.
Yeah, bright future ahead, really.
It's a bright future. It's a huge future. Very exciting, because there's nothing better than seeing raw talent come through. And you were there when they were 18, 19, 20-year-olds. To when they're at the real top of the game at 25, 26, 27. That is so fulfilling as a supporter, and watching that grow.
And a word about our supporters as well, because it has been a fantastic support this season.
Oh, look, I've made lots of new friends this year, and they've been awesome. Home and away, particularly away. The people that have made the effort to drive to Edinburgh on a Friday afternoon, to go to Glasgow on a Sunday, the efforts that people have made to go to Toulon. If they could have walked to Toulon this weekend, they would have done. It's incredible. I find it staggering. You're recognising the amount of effort and dedication and passion. And I'm stumped for words with them, really.
Yeah. We've obviously got 3 now important games coming in at home to round off the season. So we're looking, to our support.
Yeah, we are.
To stay with us right till the end, right to the bitter end.
And they will. Our core support will stay with us to the end. That's not taking them for granted, because they're so passionate. They need to bring a friend. We wanted to bring a friend. Come along and enjoy the experience. I recognise we've got 3 games back to back. It hits people in the pocket. And we really, really do recognise that. But if they can bring a friend and make this place rock, as it can do, and we've seen that this season, that'll be awesome.
Great. Lovely to talk to you, Paul. Thanks very much indeed.
Thank you.